Warning: the content in this podcast may help you get fit. Your discretion is advised. If you haven't been able to reach your fitness goal, it could be because you keep running into fitness scams, misconceptions, and gimmicks. Finally learn the way and get fit with the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast, hosted by body transformation experts Fitness with Flex and Fitness with FlexHERS.
Welcome, guys, to the 11th episode of the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We're your hosts, Fitness with Flex and
Fitness with FlexHERS, and we're body transformation experts. Many of you may know us from our clients' amazing transformations from all over the United States and all over the world.
And in today's podcast, we're going to be giving you the benefits of weight training. Now, we're not going to give you every single benefit because we'll probably be here all day, but we're going to give you about the top 5 benefits that you can get from doing weight training. Now, I know that when most people think about weight training, they just think about these big meatheads, juice heads at the gym, just picking stuff up, putting stuff back down, right?
Like a barbarian.
Yeah, like those commercials that would make fun of them or whatever. But this couldn't be farther from the truth. Weight training isn't just for people that want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. In fact, weight training is for anyone who's looking to look healthy, looking to get fit. It doesn't really matter what age you are. You could be young, you could be old, you could be male, you could be female. It doesn't really matter. Weight training gives a lot of benefits.
This is actually a great subject to touch on, especially being a female. I know I went through this, and I've heard this numerous amount of times before I work with somebody that is a female. They have this huge misconception where they believe that weight training is going to contribute to them developing a manly physique or having an aggressive physique, maybe too much muscle mass, very shredded. And that's a huge misconception that's actually stopping a lot of women from developing that dream body that they always wanted. When you look at all these fitness magazines and you see these women with like really aggressive physiques that they look more built than the average man walking outside, they think it's because of weight training, but in reality, these women, they're specifically training to look that way. You cannot, if you don't want to look that way, there's no way that you're gonna train and look that way.
Yeah, you're just not gonna pick up a dumbbell and all of a sudden look like the Hulk or like the She-Hulk. It's impossible.
It's not gonna happen from
that doesn't even
one
happen
day.
for men. Men won't even pick up the weight and look like that. It takes a long time.
Exactly. It's not gonna happen from here to tomorrow. So you're gonna see your body changing. But a lot of these women train specifically to look that way. They have a completely different workout routine, very aggressive, very consistent. Their meal plan is going to be completely different. And like I said, it all has to do with how you want to look. A lot of these women also take performance enhancement drugs for them to be able to develop this aggressive muscle mass. All this muscle mass, our body composition naturally doesn't allow us to get that big. So like, for example, swimmers, if you look at a swimmer's body, a lot of the swimmers have the same physique, or the runners have the same physique, but these are people that are
specifically training
for that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, for example, if you have a little swimming pool outside and you swim every day, you're not going to look like Michael Phelps, because just because you're swimming does not mean that all of a sudden you're going to be a professional swimmer. So that's just one component out of a lot of things you have to do to be able to develop that physique.
Yeah, in order to look like that and get very, very big muscles like that, even if you're a female, you have to go extremely heavy. And what you guys don't understand is that you guys don't have the hormone to get that big. That's why these female bodybuilders, some of them, have to take performance enhancement drugs so they could put in testosterone, which girls do make testosterone, but you guys have mostly estrogen. So now you put the testosterone to raise it up higher. Now you're going to start gaining muscle mass a little bit quicker, because if it takes, let's say, a guy a year to gain 20 pounds of muscle, it's probably going to take a female, it all depends, but let's just say for this example, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe even longer, because the female body is supposed to hold more body fat than actual muscle mass. The male physique is supposed to be different. You're supposed to have more muscle mass than actual body fat. So as long as you're not lifting extremely heavy weights, you're not going to get that big. And even if you were lifting extremely heavy weights, it will still take you so long for you to get the muscle mass of a male, especially if it's naturally. You probably won't even be able to do it. It's just completely different. So don't think that just because you're lifting weights, you're automatically going to get gigantic, you're going to get bulky. It just doesn't work that way.
If you guys have never watched a bodybuilding show, I really recommend for you guys to watch one. When I watched my first bodybuilding show, honestly speaking, everyone looked the same to me. Everyone looked the same. I could not tell the difference. The thing is that everybody's training almost about the same way, eating the same way. You know, some of them are taking the same performance enhancement drugs, so they're all going to look the same. Obviously, when you start learning more about bodybuilding and stuff like that, you're going to start seeing that genetics plays a role and all this other stuff, but they all look so similar because they're all doing the same thing. So if you're not doing what they're doing, then there's no way that you would be able to look how they look.
Yeah, if you're female and you're just looking to get a nice toned physique, then you have to eat accordingly and you have to lift accordingly. You're not going to lift 200, 400 pounds. You're going to get weight that maybe you could do 20 reps with or 25 reps with. That's going to give you some muscle definition, build some muscle, but not so much mass. In order to put on so much mass, you have to go very, very heavy, using a weight that's so heavy that you could probably lift only 8 times. If you're lifting a weight that you could do 20, 25 times, there's no way your muscles are going to get that big.
And although this episode is not on that, it's on weight training, it's not on food. Even if you go to the gym, you start lifting all this heavy weight that all these bodybuilders are trying to lift, and you're not eating the right way, there's no way that you're going to be able to develop this physique.
Exactly. No matter what your fitness goal is, whether it's to gain weight, let's say muscle mass, to lose body fat, your meal plan plays about 70% role in your transformation. So again, it's just not about lifting. It also has to do with what you're eating as well. If you're not eating enough to build muscle, then you can't possibly lift muscle. I don't care how heavy you're lifting.
Exactly.
All right, guys. So when we come back, we're going to be giving you the 5 benefits. Remember, there's more, but we're just going to give you 5 today of weight training. Stay tuned.
And it's for women, too. Not for just men. Women.
If you are tired of wasting your money on scams and gimmicks claiming to get you fit, then the Fitness with Flex Real Results No Gimmicks Guide to Getting Fit Volume 1 is the ebook for you. Many of us are looking to reach our fitness goals and can't find the way with all the bad information out there. In order to get fit, you need to know why all these misconceptions, scams, and gimmicks don't work. This book is the first volume of many more to come. This is a book that is dedicated to tell you the truth about fitness. Get fit, this time for real. Visit www.fitnesswithflex.com.
So the first benefit of weight training is that weight training allows you to build the physique or the body that you've always wanted. The difference between cardio, these generic home workouts, aerobic class, or any other classes at the gym is that these classes are not customized specifically for your body. If you've heard in our previous episodes, nobody's body is exactly the same. Some people have different genetic structures that are stronger than others. One person might have stronger glutes than the other. Another one might have maybe more toned arms than the other. So weight training allows you to really target these areas specifically so that you can develop them up until the point that you're satisfied with them. So for example, if I'm a girl that I feel very self-conscious about my glutes and I wish to get them bigger and more perkier, then maybe I would be the type of person to do more exercises to target that specific part of my body versus someone that already genetically has big glutes. They won't have to go as hard because they're already a little bit more developed. So weight training really allows you to give yourself a customized workout routine where you're able to build this body that you've always dreamt about.
And it's the same thing for males. Everyone has a different physique. Some people might have more of a V tapered, so you're not going to have to work so hard on certain things. Now, if you're a male that has a very blocky waist, you have narrow shoulders, that doesn't mean you have to look like that forever. Now, what you could do is you could do some certain back exercises to make your back wider. You could get your legs bigger. You could get your shoulders bigger. And now, all of a sudden, you have the illusion that you have a smaller waist, which is the benefit that weight training has is that you can mold your body into whatever it is that you want. Even if your genetics aren't that good, you can still really change your body, which is something that you cannot do with running, you cannot do with aerobics, or with anything that has to do like that with like cardio. You cannot change how your legs are going to look, how your arms are going to look just doing cardio. You need weight training to evolve your body. If you guys see men that wear suits, how are the suits? It's V-tapered, you know? It's tight on the waist. All of a sudden you have shoulder pads to give you that illusion. You could build the illusion yourself and make it look like you're wearing a suit every day, even in a t-shirt.
A permanent suit all the time. For example, like these generic home workouts and stuff. Yeah, if you don't do exercise at all and all of a sudden you buy this DVD and you're doing it every single day, you're burning all these calories that you weren't used to burning, you are going to lose weight, or you are going to appear to look slimmer. Now, you might not develop the body that you want, but truth is that you will shed off pounds whatever way it is. But these people that are in the screen or that are telling you to do these certain things do not know, one, who you are, two, what your genetics are, and they're not going to be able to give you a workout routine that targets specifically your weak areas.
Exactly. Like she was saying before, everyone has a different structure, a different genetics. So just because two people are doing squats doesn't mean that their legs are going to develop exactly the same because they're doing the same exercise. If that person has predominantly bigger quads than the other person, then all of a sudden the front of the leg, the quads, might blow up and get bigger compared to the other person that maybe their hamstrings are a stronger body part on them, and maybe their hamstrings will get bigger. So now the person that did the squats, just like the person that did the squats with the big hamstrings, they might have to do other exercises so that their hamstrings could catch up to their quads, or vice versa. Again, this is what weight training does for you. You're able to mold your body into the physique that you want. Now, benefit number 2 is that muscle helps you fight fat. So the more muscle you have on your body, the leaner you're going to be. You know, muscle turns your body into a fat burning machine. So for every pound of muscle you have, your body burns about 50 calories or so, maybe a little bit more. So now imagine if all of a sudden you added 10 pounds to your frame of muscle. This means that every day your body is going to burn 500 calories whether or not you exercise. This is huge because now you don't even have to train. You just have to put on the muscle. Obviously, you have to maintain the muscle and all that stuff. But if I felt like not going to the gym today, let's just say, I know that my body's going to burn at least some type of calories just because I have muscle on me. You know, compared to if you all you're doing is cardio, you have to do that cardio every single day because that's the only way you're going to burn calories. You're a force. You're a slave to exercise. Building muscle, being leaner, having more muscle mass on your body creates the effect that your body's actually working for you instead of against you. So it's very important to build muscle if you're trying to burn body fat as well. You can't just rely on cardio. Cardio is good to supplement, but your base has to be weight training.
From my experience as well, let's say I'll just take it back to last year. I couldn't indulge in all the things that I'm having this year. When I started really like indulging in the things that I wasn't supposed to be indulging in when it was Christmas time, Thanksgiving and stuff, I started to really analyze and realize that, wait, holy cow, I'm having all these things I'm not supposed to be having, but the weight is not packing on so quickly. I was like, hey, I still look pretty lean for the amount of food that I'm eating that I'm not supposed to be eating, as in regards of it not being healthy food. So really, from experience, from working with people, I've really been able to acknowledge that when you do sacrifice in the time to put in all this work at the gym and build all this muscle, you really can indulge in all these foods and they won't set you back.
Yeah, I get this from our clients all the time that have been training for a while with us. You know, sometimes they'll go on vacation. They're expecting to come back like 15 pounds heavier, 10 pounds heavier, 20 pounds heavier, and maybe they only gain like 3 pounds, 4 pounds, and they're like, what the hell? How the hell is this possible? I'm like, you put on muscle. That muscle's working for you, That's exactly how it is. It sucks. You do have to sacrifice at first. You do have to do the training, but it's definitely going to be a benefit to have more muscle mass.
If you go back to our YouTube videos and see our vacation to DR, it's so funny because when we went to DR, before we went to DR, we were dieting strictly. We're like, we have to be lean. We want to feel comfortable when we go to the beach. But in DR, we actually did so much swimming and we had already put on so much muscle that when we came back from vacation, we actually felt leaner than when we went on vacation.
Yeah, we hardly gained any weight during. I mean, maybe like some water weight, but within a couple of days, we were right back to where we were.
So it really benefits you to put on this muscle by weight training. Trust me, once you have it's gonna be a whole different ball game when you do put on this muscle mass through weight training and you have a slice of pizza. You're not gonna feel the same way versus if you have a slice of pizza right now that you don't have the muscle mass. It's a completely different ball game.
Now, the third benefit that weight training gives you is it actually makes you mentally stronger, and this could carry out into the real world, into everyday life. When you first go and train for the first time, most people are humbled and they realize that they're not as strong as they thought they were. They don't have the control over the body that they thought they would have, and you're going to definitely have to do some big changes to your habits, to your work ethic, to your lifestyle in order to achieve your fitness goal. And those changes are not going to come without you actually strengthening and improving your mindset. Seeing yourself progress and lifting heavier loads will give you more confidence because it shows you that even though you couldn't do something at one point, you can work towards achieving the goal until you reach it. And this is something that's very important, like I said, and it'll definitely transfer into life. I know it transfers, everything that I do into the gym transfers into my business, into my lifestyle, it transfers into everything because you're developing your brain as well. You're pushing yourself to the limits, and certain things that you weren't able to do before, you could do now. And now you will take that into the real world. You know, I couldn't do this before my job. Now I could do this in my job.
It's almost like you have a reality check. Just your mobility skills alone, doing simple tasks when you're lifting these weights. Let's say if all I tell you, listen, all you have to do is bend your elbow and bring your wrist to your shoulder. Just a simple task like that, people start to realize, holy shit, wait, I can't do this. Like, I didn't know that I was this weak, or I didn't know that my mobility skills were that off. So in that aspect, mentally, you start to realize, wait, I do have a lot of work to do. I do have a lot of strength to gain, and I do want to put on this muscle so that I can be more athletic and more active. But also, it helps you a lot to conquer your fears, because if you take it back, if you're already a person that goes to the gym, if you take it back all the way to the first time you entered the gym and you felt very intimidated and you're like, no, I can't do this, or this is too much for me, or I feel like I'm not doing this right, you have already overcome so many barriers through this weight training. You've set goals for yourself, you met those goals, you start to realize that nothing is impossible. You just have to give yourself time, that through working on it, you're going to be able to achieve it. That now, when you confront these issues in the real world, you start to realize that nothing is really impossible, and all it takes is just consistency and work to be able to achieve them.
Ever wonder why you can't seem to get fit? It's because you've never followed a program designed specifically for your body and fitness goal. The Fitness with Flex coaching program is like a GPS to get fit. Your results will be monitored, and updates will be made to your meal plan and workout so that you never plateau. Available in any state or country. Go to www.fitnesswithflex.com and learn the way now.
Benefit number 4 is that weight training helps you develop stronger bones. This is what I'm telling you guys. It doesn't matter what age you are. You could be young or you could be old and you could still weight train. It's going to benefit you guys. As we get older into age, our body starts to deteriorate as we get older, right? So not only do we start to lose muscle mass, but we also lose bone mass as well, which can lead us to a very low quality of life. If you guys see older people, someone that's maybe in their 70s, 80s, 90s, you see them crippled with canes and stuff like that. It doesn't really have to be like that. You don't really have to be old and crippled waiting for people to help you get around. Weight training will not only help you maintain and add muscle mass, but it will also strengthen your bone mass, lowering the risk of osteoporosis. If you guys do your research, you will see that people that have weight trained when they were younger and they continue to weight train as they get into older age, they're still very mobile and their quality of life is not impacted due to their old age.
Especially for women, since we're not built to carry all this muscle mass, we're more prone to develop osteoporosis, arthritis, all these bone diseases that make our body atrophy. So it's very important that we keep ourselves nice and toned, fit, and mobile, so that when we reach that old age, we don't want it to be where we're dependent on somebody else to feed us, to shower us, and we can live a happy life.
If you're young and you want to be healthy and fit, then that's definitely what you should do. But as you get older, that's when you really, really have to concentrate on being fit and on being healthy so that your quality of life is not impacted at all. Now, benefit number 5, which is a very big one, is stress relief. Most people go through a lot of everyday stress between work, school, family, whatever it is. So without having an outlet to release all this built up stress, it's no wonder why so many people resort to like drugs, to alcohol. You have to try to stabilize your mind somehow, right? So now you can lay off the booze and the drugs because you won't be needing it anymore. All you simply have to do is weight train. When we exercise, endorphins are released into the brain, making us feel happier and relaxed. This is the same thing that happens when we feel good, when we're happy, when we're laughing. Endorphins are chemicals which stimulate feelings of happiness. So the next time you're feeling down or stressed, you are just a dumbbell away from happiness.
That was catchy. But personal story about Fitness with Flex and myself. I remember one time that we were going on our way to the gym actually, and we had all these things going on. On top of that, New York City traffic does not help, especially around rush hour. I know he was like livid. He wanted to punch the person behind him in the face because they kept honking. And I remember getting into the gym. We were both pretty stressed out. And he just simply did a set of calves, and it was like a new person had arrived. I was like, what the hell?
So much. I think I can work out like in like 2 or 3 weeks or something, and it was like the beginning of the year. And when you're in like in the fitness industry and everything, that's where everyone is New Year's resolution, all that stuff. So it gets pretty busy at the beginning of the year, and I was so stressed out, and I haven't been working out to release any stress that. Honestly, I do not understand how everyone does not work out. Like, people must want to, like, try to kill themselves every day with all the stress built in, because I felt it was just, like, 2 or 3 weeks of not working out. And once I did that first set of calves, I could swear to you, instantly, I felt, like, so much relief. It's like my body craved it. I mean, I'm also used to doing the exercise and stuff like that, so my body, like, definitely needs it, but in reality, everybody's body needs this.
Yeah, we have numerous amount of clients that if they're out for a while, they're actually the ones contacting you instead of you contacting them and being like, hey, you've been MIA, we had set a goal, we want you to meet this goal. They're the ones texting you like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out, I need to get back to the gym, I miss the gym, help. Or when they show up, they're like, oh my God, this feels so good just to be able to take out all this anger from work, or if you have kids, you might get a little stressed out or whatever, to be able to take it out on the weights, and they're not talking back to you. So you could throw the weights, you could bang them as hard as you want. That you really do release a lot of endorphins, and you just feel so good being able to relieve all that stress.
But there you go, guys. If these 5 out of many benefits of weight training do not get you excited to just go right now and pump some iron and finally go towards reaching your fitness goals, I don't think anything will.
Definitely. Also, please take it from me, I wasn't born fit. I know Fitness with Flex wasn't born fit either. And through weight training and being able to develop my body, I have developed so much more confidence in myself, not only mentally, but I feel so much more confident physically. I also feel like I've been able to develop the body that I've always dreamt about. I was tired of trying all these gimmicks, all these scams where I couldn't achieve what I really wanted. And through weight training, I was really able to do that. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Listen up for our next episode where we're going to give you so much good information that's really going to help you reach your fitness goals. We try to put out the best content out there, the best free information out there. And we're talking to the person that we were one time, where we're looking for answers and we're really trying to help people out there get fit and be healthy.
And just really quickly, I just want to thank everyone out there that has been supporting us and that's listening to this podcast. We're already up to episode 11. We're on the double digits. I can't wait until we're up to episode 100. And thank you guys, because you guys are making this possible for us to continue giving out this content.
Thank you. Bye.
Till next time.
Thanks for listening to the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We really appreciate it. And if you like what you just heard, please feel free to share our episodes with your friends and visit our website, www.fitnesswithflex.com.